participants for sharing their thoughts on this interesting topic. So, as you know, AI have become a very critical aspect of the financial markets and life in general. The technology has taken our lives and the markets by storm lately, and has been changing many aspects. So in this regard, the topic is really interesting, how AI-powered technology could be changing financial markets, the Forex industry, and how we forecast markets. So I would like to invite you to maybe introduce yourselves one by one so the audience can know you a little bit more. Maybe Stephen, if you can begin.
Hi, good morning everyone. As mentioned, my background's in sports marketing for 30 years. More recently, I've done a lot of work with online brokers, acting for them in their sports sponsorship agreements. And the most recent deals that we worked on were with the likes of David Beckham, McLaren, La Liga, and Liverpool Football Club. So we specialize in acting for brokers in the sports sponsorship market.
Bas, please.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Bas Kooijman. I'm from DHF Capital. We are managing different funds via our securitization company. And I think that it's very interesting to see this AI move within our own firm and also the firms that we support and coach.
Shweta, can you?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I'm very thankful that you invited me here, and thanks for having me here. My name is Shweta Dubey. I am from Adya IT Services. This is a digital marketing, chat support, call support, and IT firm, which is in India and which provide the services globally. So we are using AI as well for the Forex clients, and providing the chat support and call support through AI and through human as well. Thank you.
Thanks. So we will start with our questions and get to know a little bit more about AI and how it's used in the markets. So in the Forex industry, the AI takes many forms and more than just trading. For example, Stefan, can you tell us how the AI plays a role in marketing, for example, in Forex brands?
Yeah, I saw an interesting article the other day that said by 2030, AI will account for about $19 billion in the sports marketing industry across all of its uses. And that's like a compound annual growth rate of 30% since 2021. What we see in sports sponsorship is it's a very cluttered market. A lot of brokers are using sports sponsorship in their marketing campaigns, and it's become very cluttered. So it's a case now of trying to find standouts. And I think that AI presents a really good opportunity for Forex brokers to get some really good standouts in the market. And that goes right across the board. AI can now be used for evaluating what your competition's doing, finding gaps in the market that you may not normally have been able to find. For example, trying to find that point of difference. You might find a niche that one of your competitors is not doing. You might find the next Ronaldo, for example, at an early age, using AI to find that next marketing strategy. And right throughout the marketing mix, really, AI plays an important part in sports marketing. I think that brokers today can create further standout with AI by making their websites more AI friendly. And if I'm talking about the sports marketing side, if you're sponsoring a football team or a Formula One team, for example, you can make your website the place to go. Hypermarketing is a term that's being used now, where a little bit like the sports betting industry, brands can now react very quickly. AI is all about data. It's all about personalization, and it's about how quickly the AI can take that data and allow you to take it to your website to create a place where the fans want to go to learn about what you're doing in sports, and for you to create content to keep these clients on your website. So I think it has many uses to create standouts in the marketplace. One of the examples I was thinking about is a big football team, for example, like Real Madrid, has fans from all over the world. And normally brokers are sending out one advertising message. But if AI can help you understand what fans in Argentina like or what fans in Malaysia like, AI can help you adapt marketing strategies very quickly to talk to fans in different parts of the world, just like the sports betting companies do.
Thank you. So marketing is one way to use AI, and as you said, data is very important. So Shweta, what do you think the opportunities would be to use data and AI, for example, in the forex industry or the financial markets in general?
Yeah. Regarding these questions, we have several opportunities that AI has brought in the market. Very first is market analysis. AI has made market analysis very easy because it is totally working on the data, and according to data, it gives very fast and very accurate market analysis. So that has made the trading and investment very easy and efficient and fast for the traders and investors. This has another benefit that it has helped us to less the risk. So because it is totally dependent on the data and accuracy of the data, so it can help the traders and investors to manage the risk whenever they are trading or investing in the market. Another part is like it is helping in the algorithms. It reads algorithms very fast, very quickly, and very efficiently that a human cannot do. So because this is a machine learning, and of course it has the much power than the human mind. So according to his past history and other analysis, it provides the accurate data, and it helps to take the trades very efficiently. Other than that, there are robot trading, algo trading, that a person can do at optimize at it as per their financial and time availability, and they can take the automatic trade due to this AI and forex things. So these are the few factors. Other than that, it helps us in customer services as well, as we have created the chatbots, and it is automatically giving customer services 24 by 7. So we just have to program it once, and as per our company details and other stuffs, it creates all the informations already get ready for the clients. Whenever the customer comes in our website or anywhere and they need anything, the customer chatbot automatically helps them 24 by 7 in their specific languages, and it shows like it is being done by the human. So this is the another profit of this AI. It
Thank you.
also helps in the fraud deduction, because you know that many kind of frauds are going on. So AI has a potential to do the fraud deduction. Other than that, it also helps in the forecasting. Sometimes AI do some kind of forecasting which human cannot even think about, and with the time we can see that those forecasting was the true.
Thank you, Shweta, for these ideas. Bas, if you could share with us your view on the developments of AI in the financial markets and how maybe you use it.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's very important to see the difference between AI and some things that we already do for a very long time. So, for example, algorithmic trading has been around for many, many years. And there's a very big difference that is sometimes not always discussed. And people, for my feeling, sometimes put the buzzword AI on it a little bit too much. When you see trading being done by a programmer that's been programmed for a long time, the settings are set. So it's a strategy, it's a hedge fund, they wrote a big prospectus, they got an investor, and they choose to invest in exactly that. AI is kind of the next level now, where AI has that power to reinvent itself or modify itself. And that's where it becomes interesting. So we actually see a lot of algorithmic tradings looking into this bigger data source, the bigger options to analyze the bigger amount of data quicker. I really agree with the colleagues here. It's speed. And that speed is having an extra colleague. I personally really believe in a combination of man plus machine and not the machine only part, especially in asset management. At the end, you got that investment from a person who trusted you. And I have a very good example. When you, for example, want to write a blog and you use ChatGPT for it, a very common known AI tool right now. if you just ask it to write a blog post, and you take that blog post and you copy paste it and gave it to your client as, oh, I wrote this blog for you, $500, he will maybe not be as happy as your previous work when you did all your research, etc. But if you now ask AI, give me 5 versions of the topic, choose the right topic, give me 5 parts of the area, and then write me 5 parts of that, and choose all the time the best one. That combined is an extra colleague who helps you with your research. And in finance, we use this a lot. So it's really helpful for an analyst to have this extra colleague, to have this extra data source, and to get ideas. So for a short-term trading where time is of the essence, we use like the full automated, but there might be a human behind it with his finger on the stop button. So it's like, okay, do your thing, AI, but when we don't want you to do it, we stop you, we start you, we pause you. But on the longer term trading style, it's mostly still the way of working with alerts or finding certain trades. Give the analyst his 9 a.m. report, that's now automated, and then let him do his own research and make the final decisions.
Thank you for this, for your view. In the financial industry, there's always this objective to have a return on investments. So be it AI or no AI. So for example, Steven, you talked about sports sponsorships. What's the role, for example, of AI in predicting returns on investments in this field?
Forex brands are always looking in making decisions on sports sponsorship about what the likely return on investment will be. In the past, when brands are sponsoring, for example, a football team, it was typically people, man hours, that were evaluating the time of the brand on screen, calculating a media value for that, and these were used in presentations by sports teams to try and sell to Forex brokers. Now AI really changes all of that, because AI can not only evaluate at speed the on-screen media value for brands, but it can also trawl through millions of social media posts, online news articles from past sponsorships, and allow brands to really investigate what the benefits of a particular sponsorship might be from previous campaigns or their competitors. So it's really speeding up the opportunity. It doesn't just help predict the return on investment, but it really shapes the outcome of the return on investment by allowing brands to adapt their strategies for what works best for other brands. The other thing that AI can also do is more of an intangible assessment of return on investment by looking through millions of articles to assess what the sentiment of your brand is. So it's not just media value, it's about what people are thinking about your brand online. How does that affect how you can then shape the marketing accordingly as well? And finally, I think it's a lot about, in the past, when you sponsor a sports team, the rights holder would normally sit down with you halfway through the season or at the end of the season and tell you what the impact of your sponsorship was. But now with AI, you're having up-to-date weekly, daily feedback about what's happening with your sponsorship, and it allows you to connect with the rights holder to make changes as you go along and, again, impact the return on investment.
Sure. So with AI and technology in general, we always see opportunities, but of course, like anything else, there are limitations. So, for example, Sweta, do you see any limitations associated with using AI, for example, in market forecasting markets, or how can they be mitigated?
Of course, like AI is booming nowadays and everyone wants to use it, but still there are some limitations with AI, which can always be mitigated, but still we need to take care of those limitations. Very first is AI is totally database. So it is dependent on the previous and historic data. If data is not um, accurate data or very old data which is not updated, it can predict few things not correct. So for mitigating these things, we need to always take care of what are the sources of the data. Is the data relevant and updated for the specific AI or not? maybe like a few old data cannot be relevant nowadays, so which is not useful. So always like take search the sources of the data. Is it relevant, is it accurate or not? If this is being done by the developers, then this problem can be solved. The next thing is volatility. Because of the volatility, sometimes AI is not providing the accurate results and accurate decisions for the traders and investors. So because and we can't help volatility, it will be always be in the market. So if we have to solve this issue, we will have to combine the AI with the human. So we need to use AI, but we can't forget the human mind, and combination of this can solve this issue.
So, for example, Bas, do you see the same limitations or issues when you're using AI, or are there specific limitations in your field that you're confronted to?
Yeah, so I actually acknowledge all those limitations just mentioned, and that's the reason why we maybe should put limitations. So I think we need to put the limitations on AI to keep it safe, especially in the financial markets. I think we have to look onto the regulatory side. It's very easy to acknowledge which trades are being done manually and which trades are being done automated. That is already for years when algorithmic trading came into our world. And I think that that's where we can work. We are a very regulated firm in Luxembourg. We have a lot of things that we have to report after the fact is done. So, for example, if you're manually trading, that's not a problem, but we do find out, and the regulatory and the governance and everyone finds out after the harm is done. I think it's very important, the more AI is being used and the more algorithmic trading is being used, that we put the limitations earlier. So, for example, in our risk category, we have 5 different levels of risk. So the first level of risk is also just the trader itself or the trader's account. Then he's maybe part of a team of an asset class. So he can be part of short-term trading Forex or long-term trading equities. There we put limitations. Then we put limitations again on that different group of short, medium, and long-term Forex teams. We combine that, and they have a daily limit, they have a weekly limit, they have a monthly limit. So whatever they do, with or without AI, they are limited for the exposure that they have of the total fund. And that's especially important when you work with multiple asset managers on one specific hedge fund. So it's very important to put all those limitations in place, that if anything goes rogue, it can be some old algorithmic or something new in the AI sphere, that there's limitations being set by the asset managers.
So now we talked with what we have now. Let's turn to the future. For example, Stephen, how do you see the role of AI in your field in sports sponsorship going forward?
I think the 2 most important things that happened in the world of sports marketing in the past was the start of the internet and then the introduction of the mobile phone. And I think AI will have as an important impact on the use of marketing in our industry, the sports industry, as those 2 elements. And I think it's very refreshing and exciting what's going to happen to the industry, where brands, I think now, the Forex brands, I think, can also become media platforms in their own right. You can start using more engaging, exciting content that the rights holders are providing to you, and actually drive traffic to your own website to create more exciting content. I think in the past as well, when you enter into an agreement with a rights holder in the sports industry, they typically can give you a standard menu contract. But I think now AI allows so much in-depth evaluation of personal requirements with the use of data that rights holders, I think, will be loosening their restrictions on what brands can do, give brands more opportunity to use previously regulated rights. And I think it really makes the brokers' opportunity and their website even more exciting prospect to generate a return on investment.
Thank you. Shweta, do you think AI is a technology that's here to stay? And how do you see it developing on the technical side, and how it's going to evolve in the financial market, in the financial industry?
Definitely, AI is here to stay. It is not going anywhere. and it has already captured a much market, and it in coming uh, months or maybe years, it is going to give another technical advantage to trading, investment, automatic trading, algo trading, and other stuffs. Like developers are still doing their parts. They are trying to improve, working on the datas, and much work is being done in the ethical part as well. Many things are being done in the fraud sector as well, so that we can prevent doing frauds. Other than that, many algo tradings are people have already started using algo trading and taking all the automatic trades where they feel it is safe. With the time, if it improves, then it can be 50 to 60% automated. Like with the human, they can start the trading. 60% it will be algo trading, and 40% maybe it will be human trading. So all these stuffs are going to give an extra exposure to forex market, in the sector of trading as well as in the sector of investment.
Thank you. And for example, Bas, with your experience in asset management and also the things you said earlier, do you think AI is viable as a technology for forecasting or trading markets? And how do you see the forex or financial industry adopting it further?
Yeah, I agree. It's here to stay, and it's something that all firms have to look into. I think traders individually can really educate themselves on all the tools available nowadays, and that gives you that advantage. So we always say a hedge fund needs an edge, or a trader needs an edge, and that edge is just being on time, just finding that one stock that others don't see. We had tools before where we were scanning Twitter, talking about Tesla, how much people put smiley face and how much people put sad face. And that was like 5 years ago. And by being so many people talking about Tesla, you kind of know what's also investors talking about Tesla. You could make any form of analysis with that, let's say, big data. Nowadays, it's going so much faster and so much deeper. So I think that it's therefore very important that everybody who doesn't do it might start to be lacking behind of the people who do use it, or simply will not have the resources to say, I'm going to keep doing everything manually. Like we are very on the regulatory side and we are very on the safe side maybe, but we are very pro technology. So I would like to see it grow, but we have to, in the larger asset classes, we have to make sure it's growing in a safe way. So from that perspective, we are pro technology, but also pro that it's being done in a step-by-step way and seeing it grow. And the people who don't use it, they might get behind.
Sure. So I was thinking maybe if you could share with us some success stories that you had with AI, either yourself or your clients. For example, if one of you could share.
Sorry, I didn't.
If you would like to share some success story that you had or your clients had with AI.
I think brokers generally keep their success stories to themselves, but one of the indications of success in our industry is the fact that brokers are increasing their investment into the sports sponsorship industry, and a number of brands are renewing their sponsorships for multiple years. And I think AI will start playing an even more important role, not just from using chatbots, automated emails, automated social media, but I think that AI now is going to provide even more exciting marketing opportunities for these brands, and even small brokers. I think who can now start looking at AI to compete with the bigger brands, because I think AI allows for more competitive activity, more ways of making an impact than previous traditional marketing campaigns. And I think small brokers can really use AI now to make a statement in the industry.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, so I think a success story that I mostly see is within our firm is more on the other departments than trading, because trading is kind of exploring what the options are and purely on the analytical side. But if you see marketing teams having all those extra resources, if you see programmers that would normally be stuck for days on a certain part of error or a certain part of code, you just ask basically tools like ChatGPT and other programmer support tools to help you rewrite code and solve the issue in 5 minutes instead of 2 days. So I actually hear a lot of positive news within the organization that it's more widely used in different parts of the firm as well.
So I guess we will see AI getting adopted even more with time. So that begs the question of what's the place for the human inside all of this? You talked about your use inside inside DHF that you had AI and humans at the same time. Do you see this stay in this format, for example, and or you guys also? Do you see AI becoming ever more present and dominant in comparison to human actors, for example?
I think it's an addition to human mind to have AI as extra tools. And the more we can do automated, the better it is. The less resources we would need to do that. So maybe from normally we had always that original structure of 2 analysts, 1 portfolio manager, and 5 portfolio managers for an asset manager, something like that. So that might be a group of 20 people. That becomes a lot less with AI. So therefore, it's on one side a threat. On the other side, if you're currently an analyst and you use the right tools, and there's still 1 analyst per trader, you might be that analyst because you have found the tools, you have found the resources, and you are doing your job really well. So I think it's an advancement on everyone. And in the example of the programmer, I personally really like to hear that AI explained me my error. And it explained me 3 different versions how to solve this error. So in the future, I already know how to solve this error. It's not like, give me my new website. I wanted another color, give it to another color. Now, how do I change the color as a simple example? So people learn on the go and they learn way faster.
Thank you. Steven, do you have any thoughts on that?
I think we'll start seeing job titles coming into the mix where brokers will be advertising for AI specialist sponsorship managers because even though at the end of the day humans still need to make a decision with the AI information they have, I think that AI specialist people will come into the mix, and that's one of the changes I think we'll see.
So, Shweta, do you see this the same way? Because from my perspective, it's impacting many industries, but on the technical side, it's going to require more resources to be able to handle AI.
Yeah, of course. Like in social media marketing as well, we used to require, as he said, that if you require 20 people, now 2 people are working for the 20 people. In fact, with the help of AI, we can, of course, it is not that much quality content, but still the contents in social media is being created by AI. They are even making the videos with AI faces, publishing those through automatically with AI. So the human requirement is where we used to require 10 people, now we require just 1 person, and that also does not need to do that much efforts. Why? Just because of AI. Same with the development part. Whenever any developer stuck, he just go to the chat GTP and other bots and get the solutions in few minutes rather than spending 2 or 3 days in doing the coding manually. So it is, of course, helping the developers. In another part, we need less humans, so increasing the company profits and other stuffs. But for the employees, they still need to learn these things, otherwise they will be way behind if they will ignore AI in this era. This is what I think.
Thank you guys for sharing these ideas and giving us your thoughts on this topic, which is becoming even more interesting with time. So I will end this panel with this, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.